Joining me now in an exclusive broadcast interview is Lisa Su, the AMD CEO and chair. Lisa, good to see you. Yeah, 2.5 years ago, almost to the day, you completed the Xilinx acquisition. That was huge, multiples bigger than this, but it also dramatically expanded your total addressable market. So how should we measure, how should investors measure the way ZT expands either your total addressable market or your speed to market in the data center?
Absolutely. John, great to see you this afternoon. And, you know, it's a big day for AMD. We're really excited with the announcement about the acquisition of ZT Systems. You know, ZT Systems is one of the, most capable hyperscale solutions providers. And they're really focused on, the largest data centers in the world. So if you think about our strategy, our strategy is about high performance computing and AI as the largest growth vector for us over the next couple of years. And, we've talked about the size of this AI TAM. We believe the AI TAM in data center accelerators alone is over $400 billion by 2027. It's a huge opportunity. And we've been investing for the long run and investing in that strategy. So it's about our silicon solutions, which are really capable, our software solutions, which are really capable. And now we add sort of the third leg of that stool, which is the system solutions that really wraps it all together. So it's really exciting opportunity for us and, great team that we're bringing on board.
There's a seismic shift stirring the stock market. And it's not just about tech stocks bouncing back and forth with dizzying volatility. No, this time it centers around advanced micro devices, NASDAQ AMD, and its meteoric rise. Jim Cramer, the acclaimed host of Mad Money, has declared AMD a true market dominator, an assertion ringing in the ears of investors and analysts alike. With seasoned skepticism directed toward Intel and even some side-eye at Nvidia, Cramer's insights point to AMD's formidable surge in the tech sector. Could this be the golden ticket investors have been waiting for? It seems like AMD is no longer just in the race. It's leading the pack. Let's dig in without further ado. From skeptical whisperings in Wall Street corridors to boisterous assertions on television screens, AMD's rise is no small story. Jim Cramer's recent episode of Mad Money has thrown a spotlight on this once underdog turned top dog in the semiconductor industry. One might say, Intel's dominance narrative is becoming as dated as floppy disks, at least according to Cramer. Here's the conversation starter. Why AMD? Why now? This is what we will go through in today's video. But before we do that, if you want to keep up with AMD latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Lisa, color that in a little bit for me, because a lot of people, I think about, well, AI as, okay, just sell a bunch of chips, sell as many as you can. But it seems to me more like, you can't just sell couches, sectional couches. You got to have the right color. The customer has to know that it fits within their space. How do things like cooling or even designing for specific applications fit into the capabilities that ZT is going to give you and perhaps you imagine allow you to sell more of AMD's AI solutions into the marketplace?
Yeah, it's a great point. And, look, we have invested in all of the pieces. And so when you think about the components, the chips are really important. The software is super important because it helps, developers really, access the capability through applications. But then when you think about the data centers of tomorrow, we're talking about data centers that have like hundreds of thousands of servers in them. And they really need to be, really fully optimized from silicon to software to systems. That's what ZT Systems does for us. It really adds, sort of that end-to-end capability. And, I like your analogy. It's not about, just the couch. Yes, the couch has to be great, but frankly, you need the entire house to be, all put together with all the pieces. And when we look forward, what we're seeing is that you actually optimize each of those pieces, silicon, software, and solutions together. One of the things that's really important, John, is, look, we love the open ecosystem. We're all about enabling, not just our own solutions, but really enabling our entire ecosystem of OEM and manufacturing partners. And so we're still going to do all that. We're just going to come with really a very, very strong foundation to build the largest data centers in the world.
Jim Cramer brings out some sharp points, likening Wall Street's inertia toward embracing AI investments to dragging a mule up a mountain. While some companies clutch onto outdated business models or fail to acknowledge market shifts, AMD has plowed forward with innovations that have left many eating its silicon dust. When Cramer speaks, markets listen. His recent remarks underscore that AMD is not just nipping at Nvidia's heels, but is overtaking it with gobs of market share. By the numbers, AMD's ascent is evident. According to the recent stats, AMD's overall GPU market share has risen significantly. Gaming remains an incredibly lucrative sector. AMD's reputation among gamers and video editors is one for the books. The company has reported a 49% year-over-year rise in CPU sales. For context, that's like watching your portfolio's lesser stocks languish, while AMD's stock graph resembles a steep roller coaster climb. AMD versus Intel. And what about Intel? The semiconductor giant, once the torchbearer of technological advancements, is now under intense scrutiny. Cramer's analysis dismantles the myth of Intel's dominance, pointing out its shabby balance sheets and failing grades in financial health. Intel recently cut its dividend and suspended the remainder, actions that scream financial desperation rather than strategic brilliance. Cramer would not put it more bluntly. Dream on. Have you seen Intel's balance sheet? Can you read one? Do you think a company that cut its dividend last year and then suspends what was left of it this year is in a position to assert its dominance? Such straightforward talk has investors thinking twice about Intel's claims of a comeback. And it's not just Cramer's rhetorics. The numbers back up his skepticism. For instance, Intel's revenue and operating income have consistently lagged behind those of AMD. While Intel quivers in its financial frailty, AMD is flexing its muscle with a strong market share in both gaming and AI sectors. But that's not all of it. So, let's keep rolling. Hello, and welcome back to Investocracy.
Now, when I first saw the announcement of this deal, I thought, is AMD going to be competing with Supermicro here? But no, you're spinning off the manufacturing business. Tell me about your decision-making process there and what the value is of a manufacturing business that has locations not just in Asia, but in the U.S. and Europe in a very high revenue, high margin category.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ZT has really built, systems and rack scale systems for some of the largest data centers in the world. So they've built, a phenomenal design team, which is going to be super important for our overall, AI systems and solutions strategy. And they also have a phenomenal manufacturing operation that's going to be really good, as part of a larger manufacturing, at scale operation. So I think this is really about, optimizing the capabilities of a wonderful company. And more importantly, it's building out the ecosystem around, AMD solutions. So we are not in the business of competing with our customers. Frankly, we love to make the ecosystem around AMD even broader. I've spent a lot of time with our top customers over the past 24 hours or so. People are really excited about what we're putting together. They view that this is about a bet into the future of what AI systems and AI infrastructure is going to look like. We're all about building upon the incredible ecosystem that we have, but bringing the best technology to market as fast as possible. So let's deploy these leading edge clusters and data center level systems with all of the great technology, but also ensuring that everyone gets to innovate on top of that.
AMD's strategic advantage AI is not merely the buzzword du jour. It's an arena where fortunes are being made and lost at breakneck speeds. With many Wall Street analysts hesitant to fully embrace the AI potential, AMD has already set its eyes on the prize. Jim Cramer could not stress it enough. Big companies are investing in AI-related video chips, and while some might say they are only keeping up with competitors, AMD's strides are showing meaningful returns. The company's venture into AI marks a pivotal shift. The stock has surged by nearly 5,000% over the past decade, numbers that would make even the most cynical investors sit up and take notice. With a 312% increase in revenue and a 169% spike in operating income, AMD isn't just making ripples, it's causing a tidal wave. Backed by substantial data and driven by innovation, AMD's foray into AI could lead to exponential gains, carving out a bigger slice of the market. Talk about making money in your sleep. If only all investments showed such promise. AMD's focus on AI could yield exceptional returns much sooner than the under-the-radar AI stocks many pundits prefer, assuming the poker faces of Wall Street can be trusted at all. Market predictions and your next move. So, where does AMD stand now? frankly, squarely in a position of strength. Investors keen on savvy moves should have AMD on their radar, if not already in their portfolios. Industry forecasts predict continued growth for AMD, powered by its robust technological innovations and strategic investments in AI. Undoubtedly, the stock currently sits at a strong position, with financial health indicators trending positively compared to many of its competitors. To invest or not to invest? But before going through it, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
There's already experience AMD has working with ZT and being able to design these systems for AI and more quickly roll them out seems to make a lot of sense. Why don't you think that within a quarter or two this might start to have some impact?
Thank you for having me, John. You're right. They have been working together. But if you take a step back, success in AI requires success in silicon, success in systems, in software, in developers, in networking. And that is something that NVIDIA has been doing for over a decade. And that is, I think, the competition that AMD has to face. And then the more practical aspect of it is that by the time they close the deal, that is the middle of 2025, and by the time you start to see any incremental sales start to come from this deal, it's towards the end of 25 into early 2026. So we like AMD. There are many reasons to like AMD, right? There's a chance for them to gain share from Intel in the CPU market. AMD is also participating in the AI market, which we think can grow 30 to 50% a year. But on this specific deal, we think it's going to take time for some of the benefits to show up.
Living in a world where misinformation swarms like gnats around a summer barbecue, reliable stock picks from trusted sources like Cramer are worth their weight in gold, or perhaps, more aptly, in silicon wafers. AMD's immense strides in gaming, its robust foray into AI, and a proven history of stunning growth make it a compelling choice for investors. Admittedly, there are other AI stocks out there, quieter performers that trade at less than 5 times their earnings. But can they promise as much vigor as AMD? The choice might seem clear. Investing in AMD spells not just stability, but exponential growth potential. With industry giants struggling to keep up and failing to acknowledge fundamental market shifts, AMD stands as a beacon of strategic brilliance and financial health. Has this video piqued your curiosity? Do you wish to dive deeper? Whether you plan to play it safe or go all in, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Where do you see the future of AMD heading? Your insights could add another layer to this dynamic market conversation. Stay tuned, and perhaps consider AMD for your next big investment move. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like AMD have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.